Good morning. I'm Jen Amos at Weiss Research.
I'm Andy Myers, and this is your morning market update for Monday, January 10th. Stocks on Wall Street are following the Asian and European markets lower. In Europe, new concerns about Portugal's debt problems are weighing on the major averages. Over the weekend, a German newspaper reported that other members of the European Union are pressuring Portugal to ask for a bailout of up to 100 billion euros. Last year, Greece and Ireland took similar bailouts. The yield on Portugal's 10-year bond topped 7% on Friday as investors lost confidence in the country's ability to pay back its debts. And borrowing costs in Spain are rising as well, prompting speculation that it may be the next country to need assistance.
It's Monday, and that means M&A news. The biggest deal of the day comes from the natural resources sector, where Duke Energy is buying Progress Energy for $13.7 billion. Combined, the new company will have a market cap value of $37 billion, making it a giant in the exploration industry. Shares of both companies are losing more than 1% in early trading. DuPont is also lower this morning after it agreed to buy Denmark's Danisco for $6.3 billion. Danisco produces specialty food ingredients and enzymes and has customers in the textiles, biofuels, and biodefense industries. News of the deal is pushing those shares up more than 25% in Copenhagen.
We have M&A news involving two other food companies this morning. The Wall Street Journal reported that a consortium of private equity firms is exploring a buyout of Sara Lee. Apollo Global Management, Bain Capital, and TPG are said to be among the parties involved. Sara Lee recently rejected an offer from Brazil's JBS and is waiting to see if a higher bid is in the works. Those shares are jumping nearly 3% right now. But Del Monte is slightly lower. Other companies had until today to match Kohlberg Kravis Roberts' offer for the food maker, valued at $19 a share. Since no other bidders jumped in, Del Monte will schedule a shareholder meeting to vote on the KKR proposal.
In case you were getting a little bit bored, let's talk about Playboy. That stock is surging 17% on news that Hugh Hefner will take the company private. He's buying the public shares of Playboy for $6.15, an 18% premium over Friday's closing price, and 53% above where the shares were when discussions about going private began last July. Another big mover today is likely to be Verizon Communications. It's expected to announce that it will start selling Apple's iPhone at an event scheduled for tomorrow. Currently, AT&T is the only wireless carrier with the rights to the iPhone. Apple shares are also higher in anticipation of the news.
Keep an eye on Ford and General Motors today ahead of the Detroit Auto Show. GM's Chevy Volt was named North American Car of the Year, while Ford took home the Truck Award for the Explorer. After today's closing bell, the fourth quarter earnings season officially gets underway when Alcoa announces its results. Shares of the aluminum giant are more than 1% higher ahead of that report, which kicks off a busy week of earnings highlighted by Intel and JP Morgan Chase. On the economic calendar, the Federal Reserve will release its Beige Book survey of conditions across the country on Wednesday, followed by readings of the trade deficit, producer and consumer prices, jobless claims, retail sales, and consumer sentiment on Thursday and Friday. That's the latest from Weiss Research. Have a great trading day.